Hello and welcome back to WD18, the Watford fan channel, and welcome to a bit of a match reaction, I suppose, from last night's win over Hull. Finished at Vicarage Road, Watford 1, Hull 0. We were going to do a live stream, but to be fair, I don't think there was enough to talk about that would have filled a live stream to justify doing one. So just going to have to stick with this one, I'm afraid, for now. Look, I think last night, as Tom Cleverley said in his post-match interview, getting the result to almost stop the rot of a string of poor results was the most important thing last night, and Watford did that. I think credit has to go to us for that. I thought Hull were really poor last night. I was actually slightly disappointed in them. I really like Ruben Sellés as a manager, and I do think if they stay up this season, they could be ones to watch next season under Sellés. But I just thought Hull lacked any sort of real intensity last night, and Watford, to be fair, as much as we dug in and looked really in control, I don't think we had to get out of second gear last night. And I mean, obviously that is partly down to Hull's performance, but I think credit to Watford for almost being able to assert ourselves on a game like that, because so many times this season in those tight games we've seen ourselves come out the other side the wrong way, like we saw at Bristol City on Saturday, or particularly at Oxford a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was a bit of a similar game as well. So yeah, credit to us for getting the job done, and it was a lovely goal as well. Came down the left, a lovely pass in field by Rocco Vata to Caleb Wiley, who was able to cross it for Sissoko, who had a brilliant finish, to be fair. And yeah, Musa is, well, to say split opinion this season is probably an understatement, and he's not the answer long term. I do think he's got another year left on his contract, but he has popped up with some important goals this season. I think that's the third or fourth time he scored a winner. The Swansea game a few weeks ago, yesterday, and Middlesbrough away as well. I think there was one earlier in the season as well. Was it maybe the Derby game, which was like the second game of the season or something like that? So he does seem to have a knack of coming up with important goals, and yeah, I thought particularly in the second half he was a lot better last night as well, Sissoko. First half was a bit of a non-event, to be fair. Edo Kayembe smashed the bar after about 25-30 seconds. A great effort. And I did think from there, I mean, the first 5 minutes, again, like we saw at Bristol City, Watford played with a really good intensity. But then it sort of came to nothing and it dwindled out a bit. And yeah, that whole first half was a complete non-event, basically. Second half, we came out with a lot more intensity, led by Jeremy Ngakia. I thought Ngakia really set the tone for us in that second half. His runs forward, I thought, were excellent. We did get lucky not to go 1-0 down. James Banquer got caught out again. He's had a bit of a rough couple of weeks, of Banquer. I do like him, but yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of learning to do. He is 21 years old, and I suppose we can accept that. He's got enough credit in the bank already. So he got caught out, and Hull had a really good opportunity from that, which was straight to Egil Selvik. Another clean sheet for him as well. Clean sheet number 6, number 7, I think that is now for him. So yeah, another good day for him in goal. He's definitely been a huge upgrade. But yeah, after that Sissoko sort of goal, Watford didn't really do much. Zadmazar Edwards came on, who I thought looked really good, really impressive, energetic, definitely raw. And I mean, I was actually a bit surprised to see him come on, to be honest with you. The under-21s have a huge game on Thursday at Vicarage Road against Manchester City in the Cup semi-final. I was surprised he's having. He went down injured at one point, and I was thinking, oh no, like, he's worked so hard to get to that semi-final, and he doesn't deserve to get injured at this point. But luckily, he did seem okay, and I thought he brought energy to the game last night. At a point where the game was dwindling out a bit, and Hull didn't really create anything. They had a few corners, but didn't really threaten us. So yeah, it was pretty comfortable in the end for Watford, and a good win as well. I think significantly in the context of this season, because things were starting to go south a bit. I mean, we are back 4 points off playoffs. I don't know how that's even possible, but I mean, there is still an outside chance there. That's the reality of it. Do I think we'll get there? No. But there is still an outside chance of playoffs. And with a game against West Brom on Saturday, who knows? Winning against teams around us is the best way that we can get in there at this point. Yeah, but in the context of the season now, Watford have matched last season's points total of 62 points with 5 games still to play. Now, if you think back to the summer, where Watford lost arguably our young player of the season in Ishmael Kone, our player of the season in Yasser Spria, Our captain in Wesley, who I know his place opinion was technically still on the books, but the facts are the facts. Mileta Rajovic was our top goal scorer last season, so that's 4 players who had big impacts last season, and we lost all of them in the summer. And we didn't. I mean, we've spoken ridiculous amounts about the lack of investment in this Watford squad, but the fact that Tom Cleverley has managed to match last season's points total with 5 games to go, I think is, it's brilliant for him, for the players who have worked really, really hard at points this season due to injuries and suspensions. And yeah, I think it's a real positive, particularly because Tom Cleverley outlined it last summer that I think it was a minimum expectation for him to almost match last season's points total. So yeah, hopefully we can pick up a few more points. I think we just need another 4 or 5 points from the next 5 games that we match or beat the points total from 2 seasons ago. And that was a team that included the likes of Pedro, Sarr, Emmanuel Dennis for bits as well at the start of the season. So yeah, that would be another huge positive. And of course, last night as well, after the game, we got the news that we're probably not going to see Georgie Chapfatadze or Quadro Bar again this season. Quadro Bar, it's not really a surprise. I think there will be interest in him in the summer. Do I think that a club will spend money on him, though, with his injury record? Probably not. I think he's going to have another season at Watford where he stays consistently fit for longer periods. And and hopefully it could be a big season for Bar, because I think we can all see the difference with him on the pitch versus him off the pitch, just intensity-wise. Even last night was another example. We just didn't really ramp up the intensity, and I think Bar would have helped with that. And Georgie Chapfatadze, the news broke originally from a Georgian outlet, I believe, actually. A real shame, because that's probably the last we ever see of Georgie in a Watford shirt, assuming he gets his move in the summer, which is would be really well deserved if he did get his move. So yeah, that would be a big shame if that is going to be the last we see of Georgie in a Watford shirt. We'll go on to it more in another video, but a fantastic player. Obviously we've seen almost the roundabout now of Pozzo signings: Richarlison, Decore, Pedro, Sarr, Asprilla, and now Chapfatadze, who without doubt will go on to do some really, really good things in his career. He's a really good player, performs well for Georgia on the national stage as well. So yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on, and interesting to see where he does go in the summer. I did think a big positive last night, though, was we did see another glimpse of the future. I thought Rocco Batta had a really, really good game. Looks really, really positive. There was a Messi-like run in the second half where I think he tried to open up his body, took a deflection, and it went just wide. But I think he is really, really close to being a top player, Rocco. Just a tiny bit of work needs to be done on his final ball. I think particularly his crossing at times can sometimes underhit it, overhit it. But in terms of his dribbling and bringing Watford up the pitch and getting it into the right positions, I think he's absolutely superb. And he's the next one in line, isn't he, after Chapfatadze. So yeah, definitely a positive night, one that won't live long in the memory for Watford or Watford fans, but 3 points is 3 points. Another positive in the Tom Cleverley reign so far, matching last season's points total with 5 games to go. So hopefully we don't lose all 5 of those games and we can go on and beat it in these last few games of the season. I'll be at the Hawthorns on Saturday for West Brom against Watford. Looking forward to that one. Love the Hawthorns. I think it's a great stadium, great away pub too, the Vine. So if you are there, make sure to come and say hello. And we'll be back here on the channel reacting and reviewing to what will hopefully be another Watford win. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out all our information for the Mental Health World Cup as well. You can find the links in the bio and on our social media. Another goal scored last night as well, meaning £1 will go to Hertfordshire Mind as part of our £1 for every goal Watford score initiative this season. And yeah, looking forward to the next few weeks. Should be an exciting one. Thanks for watching and see you all soon. Up the Hornets.